there has been a few back and forth with, you know, Lupe, Mickey Factz, and obviously you released a diss track as well in response to what they were doing. What's your kind of, you know, position on that at the moment, and how's that all playing out?
Mm. I mean, man, you gotta be more specific. You gotta be more specific. I mean, that situation is it just was a weird situation for me from the beginning. But like, you got like something specific you want me to cover?
Oh, well,
I'll just start talking.
Yeah, you can go for it, man, because I actually spoke to Mickey last week and I just asked him about it, and he obviously he expected something in return from Royce, and obviously he's been quite open about that kind of stuff. It's kind of, in my opinion, and I think to a certain extent, people are just dragging it out and making a lot of drama, where I think it's like kind of at that stage where everyone's kind of letting it go. But do you have any other takes on that?
On Mickey Factz,
Just in general.
because it's like I feel like I got a bunch of different feelings about him, and then I got different feelings about Lupe Fiasco. As far as Mickey Factz, it's just like, and I'm not ever saying anything just to be sounding cool or to just, you know, he did a diss record, so I'm just gonna try to disrespect him whenever. But this is how I feel. Like, I just feel like he's not the type of guy who should disrespect anybody. Because with disrespect comes violence in some situation. And that's another thing that like a lot of people are kind of twisting around. But I don't think he's that kind of a person. And I'm a grown-up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not an idiot. I've been following hip hop just like everybody else. And we all know that people have died from disrespect in hip hop. People have been beaten up and hospitalized for it. You get what I'm saying? It's very rare, if any, that you can tell me situations where two people engaged in disrespect toward each other. Because if Royce was to come back at Lupe and Mickey Factz, it would be disrespect, right? So when do we do that, but we see each other somewhere and it's all good? Or in Mickey Factz' case, he feels like niggas should just bust out rapping like it's a fucking musical or something. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand. I don't understand their energy completely. I don't understand how somebody like Mickey Factz feel like he could do anything that could be deemed disrespectful to somebody like Royce the 5'9" and feel like it's okay and feel like it's safe. You get what I'm saying? And then turn around and you say one sideways thing out your mouth about the Wu-Tang that you didn't even mean disrespectful, and you gotta apologize to everybody. You get what I'm saying? Him and Royce had a conversation about the Cassidy situation. He do the diss record and he act like the conversation never happened. So he backtrack on that. Stuff like that can get you beat up. That's just a fact. And I'm not saying that that's something that has to happen. I'm just saying it's something that is possible when you do those type of things. You get what I'm saying? But meanwhile, in his head, it's all just rap, like it's Beat Street or Breaking. You get what I'm saying? But he pick and choose with people that he do not play with like that. He would never come out with a diss record on Raekwon or obviously any of the Wu-Tang guys. You get what I'm saying? It's just certain people that he like, oh, I'm not gonna play with them. But he feels like Royce is one of those guys. So that's a disconnect for me right there with him.
Well, I mean, he did say, and that was actually something that he touched on, was like, he never wants it to get violent, and that is obviously something that he purely wants it to be in the studio, and that is that is it, and that, you know, his intention was to get some back and forth. Like, and he brought up Tory Lanez and Joyner as an example of, like, you know, going back and forth. But that was kind of the intention behind it. And obviously I'm paraphrasing, but the interview will drop pretty soon. But yeah, that's kind of like the paraphrasing of what he was kind of discussing, and to kind of his kind of motives behind, you know, going out.
So a situation where two guys discuss that they're going to do disses to each other, right? As opposed to somebody talking about, and like, a lot of people keep telling me, no, but he said, yeah, but hold on, Vish, he said this. He was talking about rap ability, who has the best skill on the microphone. He was talking about that the whole time. He displayed that on the Lambda shit. He did it. They was talking shit with each other. He took little shots and shit like that. Lupe did all kinds of rapping, even though it wasn't good rapping. He did a bunch of rapping, bringing Royce's name up, you know what I'm saying? Making references, doing subliminals and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So now when Royce do it, and he takes some subliminals, but for the majority of the record, he's just spitting. He's just doing everything that them corny niggas can't do. Lupe recognized, holy shit, what he's doing right there, that's the same shit that I was ducking when I didn't want to get on the song with him. He told me that on my live. Got on my live before all the bullshit and told me the reason why he don't have a record with Royce da 5'9" is because his confidence wasn't there. He didn't feel confident enough that he would outdo Royce. So in return, he did a song called Portrait of Royce, where he's rapping and bigging him up on the whole song. You get what I'm saying? So he heard the Lambda shit, and that whole fucking diss record was just a cop-out. I'm trying to tell you that what Royce was saying originally stems from RJ Payne and Ransom, monsters, people that's not going to play with you when they get on the song, amongst other people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that I was naming and things like that, like he was going to have to get it in with them too in order to say he the best. So what he do? He took his ball and left. He made a diss record. He said some things in it where, it could be taken a certain way if the person you talking about decides to take it like that. And he quit the podcast, don't want to be friends and all that type of shit. It's just like, damn, before Royce really do anything, he just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not responding to no diss records and all this shit. It's like, bro, what is wrong with this guy? These are the same guys who got Royce's number. This is what I don't respect about it. If you got the man's number, call him. Especially somebody like Mickey Factz. Especially somebody, at least Lupe know how to swing his nunchucks and shit. Like Mickey Factz is just a punk. You get what I'm saying? Like he can rap. He can rap. I know that's what he want to hear. He can rap, but he's corny. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't gonna do nothing to nobody. So now when he do something disrespectful and he roll the dice, and it's like, yo, nah, we're not gonna have Mickey Factz disrespecting Royce da 5'9". Are you crazy? We'll break your fucking neck. Not me necessarily, but anybody who got respect for us around the world would do something to that kid. And it's like, you doing all of this for somebody to say you can rap? Like you better pick a fight with Tory Lanez or Joyner Lucas, one of the ones that's clearly about that kind of shit. You get what I'm saying? And then Lupe Fiasco is telling people that it's cool. Like Royce ain't tripping about that. He got his younger dudes and shit jumping out the window, dissing them, thinking that everything's okay. It's just rap. It's just hip hop. And I'm just saying, in the history of hip hop, when has that happened? If Common would have ran in the Ice Cube and them fucking Mac 10 and them, would they have bust out rapping in a battle? Or would they have start busting each other upside the head, bro?
I agree with
Somebody
you. And
make it make sense.
And the same thing with actually Royce and D12. That exact situation where there was the possibility of violence and proof, and it's the whole thing. And yeah, I mean, I'm also one. I'm a big believer in, you know, hip hop, and then violence shouldn't be part of it, but unfortunately, as it is, and obviously, you know, when you take personal shots, when you're going for someone's livelihood and you're going after, you know, really personal things, then obviously things get escalated, and understanding who you're actually going after is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you gotta imagine that really don't know artists like to be talked about. I mean, if we doing a thing where you like, yo, I'm better than you, bro. I could rap better than you. I'm about to show you I could rap better than you. And I do things with my flow, you know, entendres, all kind of shit. And like, yeah, can you beat that? Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But anytime you decide that you want to make it a diss, then you rolling the dice on the energy that you get back. And I know for a fact that Mickey Factz isn't built for shit. I'm not even trying to disrespect the guy. I'm just literally sitting here telling you facts, and it just sounds bad. How many times you heard that man apologize in the last month? It's like, bro, you can't stand on anything as a grown ass man. You can't stand on nothing that comes out your mouth without you having to apologize. And you want me to respect this guy. You want me to go back and forth on rap records with him where he's disrespecting me and I'm allowing it to happen. It's like, no. That's why I did my diss record. I wanted to disrespect the shit out of them. I wanted them to hear it. And that was really it. I just wanted them to hear how I felt about it. And then moving forward, it's like, I'm not interested in no back and forth rap battle with neither one of them dudes. I don't look at them as nothing. I don't look at them as some elite MCs and all this shit. I hear people saying it, but I don't look at them like that. You get what I'm saying? So, and I feel like neither one of them dudes is capable of keeping up with Royce on or off record. You get what I'm saying? This records on beat, just doing the song together, and them dudes ain't, they wouldn't be one of the ones that make it to the top of the hill. You get what I'm saying? If all the so-called elite MCs had to fight to get to the top of the hill, they wouldn't be one of the ones that make it. They soft. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to make it seem like you got to be hardcore or nothing like that, bro. I'm really not trying to be in my tough guy, Mr. Violence bag. But we talking about my brother here. We talking about two motherfuckers so-called jumping is what they titled it, jumping my brother. And then when I come and I get super disrespectful, then everybody's like, oh, you bullying. Oh, you too disrespectful. Oh, why you jumping in? Why is Royce sending his brother to... Like, Royce didn't send me to do shit. They was going to have to deal with me anyway. Whether Royce wrote a record or not. They was going to have to dealing with how I feel. Because it's not like I could just, you know what I'm saying, reach out and pull them close to me and tell them how I feel. You get what I'm saying? That shit would take time for me to get a hold of those guys. And I'm not looking for them. So it's like, they got to get these bars. But on top of it, we not gonna fucking sit here and act like y'all cool to just keep dissing my brother. It's not gonna be cool for Mickey Factz to be bringing my brother up in interviews and talking about it and making it seem like, oh, he too scared to rap and shit like that. Like somebody would be scared to rap with that dude. He's corny. He not one of the people who motherfuckers be like, yo, it's a list of killers out here, nigga. You got RJ Payne, you got Horseshoe Gang, you got Ransom, you got Kid Vishis, you got Mickey Factz. It just don't sound right in that picture to me and the people around me, that when they listen to artists, they want them to be dope, but they want people that they believe. I don't believe him, and I have no reason to. A grown man told him that he was gonna break his legs if he didn't do something, and he did it. He didn't put up a fight or nothing. This is a grown-up we talking about. He be around people who, oh, you my man, but then as soon as some shit pop off, oh, he got punched. Oh, I didn't see it. He just not my type of dude. So he could be a great person to some people it depends on how you deal with him. I wouldn't really look at him in no kind of way because he never really came across my radar. So I never had to look at him any kind of way. Once I did my research and I was like, oh shit, that's the dude who didn't help Joey fight. Holy shit, like this is the dude being like disrespecting and shit like that. Like, oh my God. And then when I see his history of apologizing to everybody who he's ever disrespected, and then I'm like, damn, but he did a diss record to you? Like, oh, okay. Like he thinks something is a fucking game over here or something, huh?
I was going to say,
why you think ain't nobody ever disrespected Royce like that? And you know what I'm saying? Why you think you never heard about nothing, no punk shit attached to Royce's name like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's because he's a man of respect. He always respect people. How he deserved at this point, 20-something years in the game, to be disrespected in any way by somebody of the rap caliber and the man caliber of Mickey Factz. It don't add up. It don't add up. And then people around him, I heard somebody like I said this before, somebody who I looked at it like he's a real dude until this situation happened. You know what I'm saying? This is my guy, Mav Hoffa. I'm like, hold on a second. Because he got on the live with Royce and he like, yo, we just want you to rap. We don't want you to do, yo, come on, man, just rap, just rap. And at first I'm like, man, he in his DJ Vlad podcast, like it'll give him something to talk about. All right, whatever. And then I seen him have Mickey Factz on the podcast, and which is cool. I'm not mad at that, but it's like these guys get around him and they come from certain shit. So they know better. But they get this guy on their show and say things like, I mean, the good thing about this is that we know with you and Royce, it ain't gonna go to no violence or nothing. That's the advice you're gonna give him, my brother? What makes you think that? Number one, you know what I'm saying? It could definitely go to violence in a snap of a finger. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand these guys that I thought real recognized real, and real ain't recognizing real. So I'm just like, I understand his confusion because he get certain people that he deemed as real guys, especially in the battle rap culture and shit. It's a couple of guys who done beat a couple people up before, and they telling him it's all good. Royce ain't gonna do nothing. Go ahead and keep disrespecting him and shit like that. And they just leading him right into the direction of getting hurt.
I think in a weird way, like, you know, Royce's image is a really good one. You know what I mean? Like he comes and, you know, he's sober now and he does all these positive things for the community, and, you know, he's promoting a lot of certain things. And so the image of who he is has changed. I think that's almost like promoting that mindset that you can go after him and he's not going to come back.
Yeah, but that's not Royce's fault. You know, that's their dumbass fault. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody is growing as a person and they reach a certain level of knowledge, that they won't come and just knock your fucking block off. Like, I don't understand why people think like that, but it's just not the case. It's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that it has to happen, but to think that like he just like, yo, you could just play with me and play with my name because you know what I'm saying, because I've grown as a man. Like, you the fool. You get what I'm saying? And if you the fool, you just shouldn't speak on shit. You get what I'm saying? You shouldn't speak on it because you misguiding people.
I mean, this is all super interesting to me because, like, obviously, I'm an impartial. I'm like outside and I'm looking in, and I'm just a fan of diss tracks in general. So I look at it and go, like, oh, like they're going for it, and I'm just seeing it. But you know, really going into like understanding your perspective and understand the different perspective, I can now see the real life aspect of a diss track versus like when I'm just listening to it, I'm just like, I'm not even involved. I'm just, as a fan, I'm just going, oh, they're just going at each other, and I'm so disconnected. So like seeing the bridge is super interesting to me.
Well, I said one of the first things I said on my diss track is what my OG Street Lord Juan told me. He said, "It ain't no difference between rap and real life but a beat, nigga." You get what I'm saying? Like you can't rap on record shit that don't reflect who you are. And if you do, you got to be ready for the energy that comes with that. So if you out here portraying yourself as some super gangster, you might get tested by somebody that's gangster. And you got to just be ready for it. And if you're ready for it, they'll respect you. You get what I'm saying? That's my problem and my detachment with Mickey Factz. I just feel like he not ready for none of that. I feel like Lupe, he did a bunch of punk shit, but he didn't go on to keep trying to talk about it and egg it on. You get what I'm saying? He just took his ball and left. So he did some hoe shit, but you know what I'm saying? I guess, I guess that's who he is. But Mickey Factz is like, bro, I'm telling you, I don't have no reason to respect him. I don't want to hear no disrespect. I don't want to hear him come back trying to diss Kid Vishis and all of that. Like, I don't want to hear it. You can do what you want to do. I can't scare him into not doing something. I'm just telling him in advance that, like, I'm not going to play with him, man. I'm not going to metaphorically him to death. We're not going to do that. You did some stupid shit that you shouldn't have done. You know what I'm saying? And you just need to fucking accept that. Stop talking about it like Royce owe you something to rap with you or something. You're not that fucking good, bro. The diss record was cool. It was cool for those people who you know what I'm saying, who like witty shit from a corny nigga. I don't like it. And I don't feel like Royce has nothing to prove to somebody like him. It's like, what has he done? What he done? What verse do he got that motherfucking stand out? What he did? So anybody can just come and with a good diss song, and Royce got to feel some kind of pressure from it, even from somebody who, if you seen him, he wouldn't even rap that verse in front of Royce. Like, you get what I'm saying? Face to face. You know what I mean? Let alone have any other kind of energy. And I'm really blown away with the fact that people make it seem like, oh, it's just rap. Why don't you just rap? Fuck being a man and standing on morals and principles. Just let somebody that you don't know disrespect you and try to like make you look a certain way and put certain stuff on your name. You know what I mean? What? Him? Like, man, come on, man. I can't even believe that this is like even something to be talked about. He should just do his diss record. You know what I'm saying? If he would have just did his diss record, he apologized and all that shit like he usually do. And if he would have just went away and you know what I'm saying, and never spoke of it again, it might have been all right. You know what I'm saying? But he kept dragging it out. He kept different podcasts and all this type of stuff, and he kind of poking his chest out, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I've never seen you do that to nobody. Never. Now you could do it to Royce the 5'9", an OG from Detroit, excuse me, that's my phone.
Oh, good, man.
He got the OGs from Detroit behind him. So it's like it don't even matter what nobody think. Like he an OG from Detroit. He got the OGs from Detroit behind him, and you don't get that privilege not being solid. You know what I'm saying? 20 plus years, and then you also don't deserve, when you got that kind of credit, you don't deserve to be disrespected by somebody like these guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going crazy on Lupe because he ain't been talking about it, but I still think he's a fucking weasel. I do. I still question the fact whether or not him and Mickey Factz got a thing going on. But that's their business.
Yeah. And I mean, your track was fire, 7 minutes. So if anyone hasn't heard the track, definitely worth checking it out because it is a really good track, regardless of what you think about content wise. It is a really good track. So I highly recommend to check it out. But obviously, you know, I think that people are still talking about it, but I think, you know, at this stage, I think even the commentators are starting to put it to bed in a way. And obviously I think, you know, in a certain extent, everyone's looking back and going, it didn't play out how they wanted it to play out.
As soon as I did my disc, that's when you see me go, okay. They're like, nah, we not gonna, because they want Royce to rap so bad, they didn't know that he had somebody that could come through and chop shit up too. It confused people. Those same people who was doing all the lives and shit like that with them on there, they was reaching out to me behind the scenes saying, yo, good shit, you killed it. But they wasn't saying, yo, come on my platform and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The same people that was gassing it up with Mickey Factz wasn't saying, yo, let's reach out. Let's see what this is. You get what I'm saying?
Well, the good thing for us is that this is not one of those podcasts where I pick sides, literally just talk to whoever wants to talk to me. And, you know, from my perspective, it's an absolute, you know, pleasure for me because, you know, I've seen you perform live and I've seen obviously Royce live. And as I said at the beginning, we've got, you know, a photo together, which I'm going to post before the podcast drops. But, you know, I appreciate you obviously coming through and giving me your time. I only have one more question for you. And it's probably the hardest question that I ever asked. It's the only question that I plan on the podcast. But if you had to recommend one album that everybody should listen to get an appreciation of other than your own, what would it be?
From anybody?
From anybody. Any genre, doesn't matter.
You know what, right now, man, you know, I still, even though a lot of people don't go by this, I still do. So I go Detroit versus everybody, man. Go pick up Soccer Dad by Fat Father. Amazing. Very underrated artist. Very inspirational person. His name is Fat Father. I don't even know how big he was, but he down in weight. He been working out and shit like that. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? He mean a lot to hip hop. If you like inspiration and you like dope lyrics, shit like that.
I'm gonna have to check him out then. Kid Vishis approved. There you go. Kid Vishis coming through on the Hip Hop Hustle podcast.
Hey, one last thing. Because my battery is low too. So you thought Lupe Fiasco this record was good? Be honest.
Be honest.
Now, hold on. Before you answer, think about the history of real diss records. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is a two-part question.
So
my next question is what bars was hard hitting?
Well, so my answer would be I preferred his beat. I didn't actually I haven't listened to it a second time. So I thought it was okay. That's my honest opinion on the track. I thought the beat to me was more appealing than anything else. And and in terms of anything that I could pick out, there is literally nothing that I would pick out that would be like, all right, that was fire.
Man, thank you for being honest. Because you got a lot of people out here perpetrating a fraud, acting like that he did something crazy that Royce got to respond to. And when I say, well, what bars did he say that was so crazy? Nobody can say. Nobody can say. So I feel like that shit was some bullshit. Like overall, his fan base is eating it up or whatever. But overall, man, that shit was whack.
So I just think his flow was nice. His the actual instrumental that he chose was nice, but that's what I would listen to it for. I actually wouldn't listen to it. But the other stuff, like it was okay. That's my opinion on it. It was okay. It's not going in my playlist of diss tracks that I'm like, they're all fire. It's not going in anywhere in that kind of sense. It was more like at the time, it's entertaining, but I haven't listened to it since.
Perfect. Okay, so Mickey Factz joint. You thought that was dope, him imitating everybody?
To be honest, I was more impressed with Mickey Factz than I was with Lupe. Mickey,
of course, because Lupe shit was trash. Dude, shit just wasn't trash. He just was imitating everybody. So it's like, what am I giving him credit about?
The one thing that I was impressed with Mickey was he didn't hold back. Like at least, you know, when he went for it, he did go for it. And he delivered what he wanted to deliver. He achieved on what he wanted to achieve in terms of what he's got as a skill set, the message he wanted to send. He did all those things. So I think in that sense, he did a good job. Whereas I look at Lupe's track, and I've listened to Mickey's more than once because I think, again, the beat is better. And also he does some things that are more interesting to me. He does do the imitation. He does switch his flow. He does all those things. You know, will it go down in the history as one of the greatest diss tracks of all time? Probably not. But I think in terms of what he was wanting to achieve, I think he achieved that.